Hello again, collectors. So here we have five of the toys from the 2026 K case of Hot Wheels. I actually reviewed this before, but the first Hot Wheels track with the booster I have destroyed all the ones I have that have open wheels because there's a kink in the bend and the wheels are catching it and all the axles are bent. So this thing is so cheap I just went and bought another one because it's ridiculous. And so click shift, the actual part number of this thing is JJH61. And this is the first casting, first color of it. Possibly the last casting color of it. And so I couldn't figure out in the last one why it's called click shift. It didn't make a clicking sound. And so that's why I bought this again, thinking, nope, still no clicking sound. There's this orange thing here, and this thing pivots. No clicking. Do I press down and click? Nope. Do I release it? Yeah, so just like before, please leave a comment. Why is this thing called click shift when it doesn't make a clicking sound? Right now it's going to be called push shift. Yeah, just as nebulous and strange as before. But it looks awesome. It's just a giant motor. 732 cubic inches is what I'm guessing, just based on the printing right there on the side. Alright, you go, yeah. And then you got these four side exhausts here on both sides, so it's a V8. And this whole blower pulley system, distributor cap, the whole mating to the transmission and whatnot. Staggered chromed orange 5 spokes, and an extremely short wheelbase. And the pipes are actually a metallic blue. Alright, so that's it for that. Alright, so now these other ones, well actually I've reviewed those two and did 3D print. If you want to look up the 3D print Shamal and Espace or Espace. Yeah, but these are all for track use. That's why I bought them again. Okay, so Punk Rod is 2 of 5 of Team Wheels, 200 of the year, and then that's the actual livery number there, or alphanumeric. And I don't know if this is a TV show or what correlation it has to this casting, I don't know. Let's see what we have here. So it does tell you it's a Hot Wheels, and it does tell you what the car is, so that's nice, and it tells me it was around 23 or 24 this came out. We have some NACA duct details, but oddly they're actually sticking up. They're not recessed. I'm not sure why they would do that, unless maybe the plastic, yeah, they just want to keep that plastic thin. Okay, an interesting way to add details. And so the diffuser actually makes sense. It's a nice curve, and then well, maybe that doesn't make sense, but it's better than usual. Okay, and so it's interesting this gets cut out here, and there's all air here, so that's also interesting. I find it entertaining to just guess what the designers were doing, right, or thinking when they designed these things. Sorry, I'm gonna change the angle. I can't really see what I'm doing through my phone screen here. So it's a plastic base, of course, and then the blue body is metal. And is it metallic? I don't know. I don't think it's metallic. I think it might just be a translucent blue, and then the casting is making it look metallic. So you have your traditional Hot Wheels colors there. Nice banner there, number 8. Unfortunately, some contaminant or possible. Nope, that's intentional. I think there's 2 bumps here. Why? Don't know, but they're there. And this is neat. The sky blue transparent grill or wind deflector. It's probably, yeah, it's the same plastic as the canopy. And then we have some barge boards and some vertical strakes there for stability or something. Okay, interesting. And then the windshield comes into this panel, which also has 2 offset strakes. Interesting. And the dashboard is actually pretty well detailed. Some funky panel detailing. Might as well let's get the interior out of the way since we already started. Steering wheel. What is that going on in that steering wheel? Oh, I think it's just the distortion of the windows, but it actually has 3 spokes, so that's better than a pizza pan I'm accustomed to seeing. The seats there, or you know what, I think it's just a single seater. It's a left-hand drive. There's the seat. On the right hand, though, you know, electronics boxes, maybe amplifiers or electronics or something, or maybe that's a pipe right there. Well, move on. There's a nice central wiper blade as if it's a racing car, which is what it does look like. It's like yeah, like the front end looks like a typical supercar, but then things go a little bit crazier. It becomes more like an F1 car in the back half. And yeah, so we have this stepped silver plastic becoming something or another. And then, is this a solid wall? Yes, it is. So that's the rear windows. It's actually kind of cool, right? You have two side rear windows like a McLaren F1. And then, yeah, this big exhaust. It's just clear plastic. But it looks like a 6-cylinder, right, with 3 tubes here. And then some sort of cam covers perhaps. And then we have the snorkel like an old 70s F1 car. Yeah, how angular it is. And yeah, air passing there is nice. Kind of a recess. And some sort of reinforcement ribs of the back end here. And then for a 2-strut wing, not too chunky. Okay. This flexible plastic seems alright. And the wheels, didn't even talk about those. They're mismatched. Aero discs and some sort of like JDM looking 4-spokes. And they're chrome red. Alright. Well, it's interesting. I think I like the front end a lot more. It's kind of like a LaFerrari look to it. But I like the idea of what they're doing there. In a different like color scheme, it looks like it'd be a post-apocalyptic vehicle if they did like a rusted color, matte finish or something, right? Or something you'd see like Death Race 2000. All right, let's see what do we have here. So this is number 1 of 5 of Trophy Case, Street Shaker, 202, and that stuff there. Sadly, where I am, they don't have any descriptive text as to what the vehicles are. I don't know why they would choose to omit that. So we have a white plastic base here, copy of 2011. Wow, this is an old one. And it's cool, this Hot Wheels here. It's legible and it's in set. And we have like a carbon fiber texture here and some funky reinforcement ribs or something. And then this is even a better diffuser. They just go off into the air. So this time around we have these double 5-spokes with the gold chrome lip. And then yeah, this must be some side pipes, I'm guessing. Maybe that's a vent, but no extra paint. And this is definitely a metallic blue. And we have a sky blue, white, and red printed there. Nice crisp 26. Yeah, nicely done tampo printed graphics here. So this is a really steep angle of approach. So this is gonna make a good acrobatic track car. I'm actually surprised it doesn't have a Trackstar logo on it, because the rear end also has a pretty good departure angle, so it could go through a loop pretty easily, I think. I'll find out later. Not in this video though. Some sort of details, of course. Maybe something is a headlight or a brake fence, I'm not sure. What does that remind me of? A Lycan hypercar maybe? But then it looks like a 60s kind of thing. Well, alright. Big power bulge, and this is cool. This whole light sky blue window, you can just see whatever is going on here. Some sort of generator or something like that. So we have a left-hand drive. Yeah, it's not a totally flat steering wheel. The shifter. Okay, yeah, some ribbing in the seats. The center console goes all the way back through the seats. That's pretty neat. Then back here, some relief fence here. Looks kind of Batmobile-like here with these little winglets coming off here. But then Corvette kind of, sort of, with the rounded taillights. Okay. And yeah, maybe these are exhausts, or extra vents or something. You know what's weird? It doesn't tell you what it is, right? So that's the weird thing that Mattel very often does. If you have a fantasy car, I feel like it's important to tell people what the name of that car is, because you're not going to see one of these driving down the expressway, right? So you don't need to have details like this because it's not a real car, right? They should just have all this blank, keep the Hot Wheels, of course, and just write the car's name there. All right, well, anyhow, moving on. So as mentioned, I did a 3D printed one of the first colorway, which is blue. But factory fresh 205, number 16, and there we go. It's not a metallic yellow, it's just normal yellow. Oh, fortunately we got a big casting bubble or something there. Well, whatever, it's gonna be a track car, it's gonna get scratched up anyways. We have some Tampa black here, painted there. Some nice details here for this nice tight ribbing for the vents there. Must be the black interior plastic. And then I think the window piece might become the headlights, even though they look black. No, maybe that is just the black of the interior. I thought for a moment it might be the windows, the window plastic. But none of that is carrying through. No, maybe it's just black. Alright. Well, this is nice. Look at this. We actually have a nice Tampo printed grill. Yeah, really fine line work there. Maybe some fog lights or something in this grill down here. So the base of this is plastic, it looks like. Yeah, alright. Copier of 2024. The wheels are equal sized, and I can't count that many spokes. I'm gonna guess it's 10 though. I'm not sure if I've seen those wheels. No, I have. It's just the way it catches and deflects the light. I thought it was a different wheel than I thought. A little recess for the hand grab there, and then they textured the window plastic, and it looks kind of black, right? So that's nicely done. This one actually has side mirrors, and then we have black plastic here. Good color separation, being a separate material. And they actually printed the Maserati trident there. Sadly, there's no paint here, but it is a main line after all. And everything is recessed enough that you could probably add paint there and clean it up very easily. Okay, so no side windows is good because you can see inside easier. Yeah, like a knob steering wheel. But the center console's got some switches, and the shifter looks okay. Yeah, all in all, that looks fine. The seats, yeah, ribbing there. The back seats even. Floating center console. I don't know what those things are there on the bottom there of the dashboard. Those 4 dots, why? Well, it's standard kind of interior. Looks good. Alright, it's been a while since I reviewed this one. HW starting grid 6 of 10. I don't know. Espace, 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 Pace F1. That's what I'm thinking. Number 99, and there you go. And so the copyright goes back to 2025, so not that long ago. A very wide casting, it looks like. And then we have those same wheels, but this time in a chrome red. And then this side piece is silver plastic and real sponsorship, right? And then this Team HW, it looks like a V though. These are physical grooves, by the way. And then the brake ducts, maybe some radiator strakes or something. And then the headlights look really good, right? They're Tampo printed. They look three-dimensional. And this bump, I'm not sure if that has paint on it, this Renault logo. Maybe. I think it does. Look at these mirrors. They're pretty good for a mainline Hot Wheels, right? At least from the front. They look pretty good. Yeah. Door handle details there are okay. And going to the back. Yeah, tail lights there, event, European license plate. Not sure what that is. I don't know if that's the exhaust. And then we have some recesses here. So yeah, the casted-in wing. No way you can get around that if it's gonna, it's gonna be stepped on by a 3-year-old child. So there's no air passing, of course. I think they did a pretty good job with this casting, though. Okay, time to do some weight checks here. Yeah, it's a nice heavy one, but very top heavy. Yeah, it's about on the lighter side. It's about average. Same. Yeah, that's on the heavier side. Okay. So, I just want to see what variation in weight there is amongst the same thing. 45.48. 0.48. That's 0.32 versus 0.48. Okay. If anyone has any tips, by the way, here's the one that got all messed up. Right? Look at this. It's not tracking straight because it literally got caught in a corner on my loop track and then bent and flew out. So if anyone has any tips, how can you possibly straighten this out? I just tried to flex the wheel, but since the axle spins inside the wheel, I have no idea if I'm doing that correct, right? Yeah, if you could leave a comment, that'd be great. Do a approach angle here. This motor's so big. It's so goofy looking, that's why I had to get it again. I just only wish it clicked. Okay, yeah, so these are pretty low, of course. But I think for me today, the favorite is still the Renault, even though I've actually bought a different one. I think I bought the first colorway and did a wheel swap on it. It's just such a cool idea of having an F1 chassis and then building a van on top of it. And I apologize, I didn't even do the interior stuff because I got sidetracked. Very cloudy windows. Yeah, interesting steering wheel. And then, yeah, we have 4 racing seats and harnesses. Yeah. And the dashboard, nice details there. Not bad, not bad. Okay. Anyhow, if you guys leave a comment, what's your favorite for today? If I had never reviewed this before, I might actually like that the most because it is just the most ridiculous thing on this table, at least. And I appreciate what they're trying to do here. There's nothing wrong with those designs, these fantasy castings. I think they're just outshadowed by those two. Alright, well, thanks for watching again, everyone, and I'll see you next time.